Hello guys, welcome to another Honda Element video. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the struts on a 2004 Honda Element. There is the strut and it's a KYB, as you see it over there, part 331046, and the other part is 331047, and the struts mounts also from KYB. So part number is, let's see, SM5403, and the other one is the same part number. So my car is making a noise on the mount. The strut is from KYB. Somebody replaced it before. There is nothing wrong with the struts. It's just that since I'm replacing the mounts, I just warranty the struts, and they sent me one for free. I just have to send this back, which is really nice, from KYB. And the tools we need for this job is very basic tools. It's going to be a 90mm for the wheels to remove the nuts, and 22mm socket, 15mm socket, 14mm socket, 12mm, some kind of cutting pliers, 3/8 ratchet, 1/2 inch ratchet, some brake cleaner to clean whatever we touch, like especially the brake rotors when we touch it, some paper and a flashlight. And then one of the most important things to do this job is a compressor tool for removing the springs on the new struts. And in this case I have this tool with which it make it way easier for me. And then I have it with a hitch, so I can connect it in the back of my car in the hitch, and then I can use the tool. If you don't have this tool, you can always rent a small one. It's gonna be a little bit more work, but it's also possible. Or the other option is, like, if you take it somewhere in a mechanic shop where they can install the new struts for you, so you don't have to do that part of the job. I did that before, and they usually charge you like $15 to $20 per strut, which I think is not too bad. Usually I pay $15, so I will show you, okay? Of course, with that tool it's gonna be way easier. So let's start by removing the wheel. But guys, please, as I say in all my videos, use a jack stand, which is very important. And after that we are going to remove this connector. So to remove this, you just gotta like pry on these pins. We already disconnect this cable, guys, and there is another one here. And now we are going to remove the bolt right here, which is going to be a 12mm. There it is. And now we are going to remove this cotter pin, and we are going to use these pliers. There is the pin, and now we are going to remove this from the tie rod, which is a 19mm. You can always use the ratchet, guys, but if you have an impact gun, it's gonna make a huge difference. You see how easy it is, and this one should go out of the way. Okay guys, so to remove this one, you're gonna use this tool. Let me show you. There it is, very easy. As you see, I hit it here, and now let's remove the two bolts right here. Let me show you better. One right here and another one over there. So we got a hole with a 22mm here, and then with a 90mm here. We're gonna use the gun, so it's gonna be easier. This one by me might be a little bit tougher to remove, so you very carefully just hammer so you don't damage the threads. And you can always press a little bit inside, like from the rotor, and then You can always go with a screwdriver and kind of hit it so you can take it out. And then guys, what I did here is I just kind of put a piece of wood so this whole spindle won't go out of its place. So that way I just move it a little bit, and as you see now it's free right here. So the only thing I have to do to remove it is removing these 3 nuts right here. Usually they are 40mm, but looks like before somebody replaced from an aftermarket, so in this case I'm going to use a 15mm. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's worn already. So I'm installing the KYB this time. So let's remove that. When you remove the last bolt, guys, be careful, okay, because the strut might drop, so make sure that you remove the last nut very carefully. 3 nuts, but the strut is still in place, which is nice. And then I'm just gonna wiggle this very carefully and remove it. Just to do this took me like no more than 10 minutes, guys. It's very easy. There it is. It's out now. Just be careful to don't damage the axle boot, okay? And now that I have this out and all my bolts and nuts very organized, we are going to install the new strut mount and the new strut. So let's do that. Okay guys, so now I started on the tool and I'm going to do some marks with a white up, so that way we know we are good when we install it back. I always like to do this. This one is going to move, so it's always a good idea to do a mark. There we go. And now we are going to compress the tool just a little bit, and then we are going to remove this nut so we can remove the strut and replace the strut and the mount. Right now I use this pry bar, guys, so I can remove this bolt very easy, and it helped a lot because he was moving the whole thing. Now I can go with the gun and do it faster. There it is. And when removing this mount, guys, just make sure the way it went out. And as you see, it also has this part. Those 2 pieces come new. You can always clean this part of top a little bit. Now we'll remove the strut. Going to transfer this boot to the new strut, and we're also going to free this clip just by removing this clip right here. Kind of lubricate a little bit around where it's going to be sitting the coil. Now we're going to install it back. And as you see, I'm following my marks, and also I made a mark in the new mount, and then I'm going to tie this bolt, and then it's ready to be installed back in the car. And make sure to don't over tie this nut, okay guys? Be careful on this nut. You're gonna feel it when it's tight. And now guys, I just guide it as you see it, and I'm going to tie the 3 bolts. I'm gonna tie it by hand also after. Right now I'm just kind of guiding, and now I'm going to install this part back. All the clips and the bolts that I remove is pretty much the same as way as we remove it, and this is how you replace a front strut, guys. Hope you like this video, and see you next Honda Element video. Bye bye.